we've got some balance changes coming to Brawl Stars. Now, these balance changes are happening next week. They're going to be adding some possible fixes to the Angels and Demons season, along with these balance changes during a maintenance. So you've got a few days to prepare. That's right, I'm talking to you, Kenji and Mo abusers. You know who you are. And it's about time you start playing some other brawlers. Or rush Kenji and Mo to 1,000 trophies before they get nerfed. Mo is getting 2 big nerfs. First up is a 22% nerf to his attack speed's projectile speed. That is an insane nerf, and you can see how much right here, how much slower it is going to be compared to before. Now, the area that Mo's attack covers is not changing, but this is going to give enemies a little bit more time to run away and dodge projectiles, which is pretty massive. Additionally, this makes it so that Mo's auto aim is also getting a small nerf, because auto aim shots are going to be less likely to actually hit enemies from far away. Now, Mo's second nerf is a 7.4% nerf to his attack damage. That is a fairly large nerf as well. At max level, the damage is decreasing from 1,080 damage per projectile to 1,000 damage per projectile. Now, this means that Mo is going to be able to take out 31 of the brawlers with 1 less projectile hit. Now, I have seen bigger damage nerfs before, but that is a pretty big one, especially when paired with the projectile speed nerf as well. I don't actually know if these nerfs are going to allow Mo to continue being so strong, but I definitely don't think he's going to be at the very top of the meta anymore. At least I hope not. We've got more to cover, but I want to give a huge thank you to NBA 2K Mobile for sponsoring this video. The 7th season of NBA 2K Mobile has begun, and it's bringing all new game modes, new animations, and new events all year long. Click the link below to download it now. Choose your favorite team and then unlock a player for each position that will become the starting 5 for your very own My Team. As you play through the game and complete achievements, you earn draft picks, which can unlock all your favorite NBA players, including players from all eras, like Scottie Pippen from the Chicago Bulls 03 team. Use these players to build your My Team exactly the way that you want, and then you can even upgrade the players that you're using to make them even better. But the coolest feature added to the game has got to be Rewind. Rewind recreates scenarios from what happened in the NBA in real life the night before, and that lets you play out those moments for yourself. You can choose a replay, which lets you play a full game, and you can pick the team you play for to give you an opportunity to either recreate or rewrite history, which is so cool. Now, if you don't have enough time to play a full game, you can just pick the top plays from the whole league and recreate just those plays, which is a really fun way to earn draft picks. Honestly, there is never a better time to jump into NBA 2K Mobile than when the real NBA is just starting a new season with over 500 new animations compared to last season's 100. This game is more exciting now than it ever has been. So click the link in the description to download NBA 2K Mobile today. And a huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Kenji is getting 2 nerfs. First off is a nerf to Kenji's second star power, Nagiti Nemesis. This star power gives Kenji a shield that blocks damage if he avoids damage for 5 seconds. Well, that shield's damage reduction is decreasing from 90% damage reduction down to 60% damage reduction. So, for example, if Kenji gets hit by a max range Piper shot without her star power, instead of only taking 340 damage, he'll now take 1,360 damage. It's still way less damage than the full 3,400 damage that he would normally take from Piper, but at least the damage is going to be much more significant and might actually weaken him a little bit. Kenji's second nerf is to his super recharge rate. Now, to be clear, how quickly he charges his super from his attacks is not changing. It is how much his super recharges his super. It's getting nerfed by 35%, which sounds a lot bigger than it actually is. What this means is that instead of needing to hit an enemy 4 times with his super to recharge his super, he'll now need to hit an enemy 5 times with his super to recharge his super. This might not sound like a huge change, but it means that Kenji will require 1 additional attack to recharge his super as well. Like after he supers onto somebody and deals damage to them, he'll then need 1 additional attack to recharge his super. Not that, anyway, you get there what I'm saying. It also means that his super will be less effective at recharging when he hits people twice with it. Larry is getting a 6.7% nerf to his health. Now, some of these balance changes I don't actually have footage of, and Larry's is one of them, but it's going to be decreasing from 6,000 HP to 5,600 HP at max level. This is a fairly sizable nerf to his health and means that he will be taken out by 1 less ammo from a 11 brawlers in the game. This might not sound super significant, but it's going to mean that Larry will get countered by quite a few other brawlers a little bit better. Surge is getting a 33% nerf to his hypercharge charging rate. This means that it will take an additional 5 hits in order for him to charge up his hypercharge. The way the percentages work, this 33% nerf means that he is going to require 50% more hits in order for Surge to charge up his hypercharge. That's an increase from 10 hits up to 15 hits for him to charge it up. This means he's going to have his hypercharge up way less frequently compared to before, and probably you're only going to have it maybe once per match, maybe twice if you're just absolutely stomping the enemy. Gale's supercharge rate from his attacks is decreasing by 11%. This essentially means that charging his super will require 1 additional ammo to charge. So instead of charging his super in 4 attacks, it's going to charge in 5 attacks. I think that Gale is still going to be a pretty good brawler. He's just not going to be quite as good at countering assassins and tanks after this change. Charlie is getting a 5% buff to her attack damage. At max level, it's increasing from 1,520 damage up to 1,600 damage. This may not sound like a huge change, but it means that Charlie's going to be able to take out 26 of the brawlers in the game with 1 less ammo. Most significantly are brawlers like Crow, Byron, and Barley, as well as a few others that are at 4,800 HP that she will now be able to 3-shot. Ash is getting a buff to how quickly his rage bar fills up from taking damage. It's increasing by 20%. Now, I don't have footage of this, but this means that he will charge up his rage much more quickly while taking damage. This might actually make him a little bit stronger in some situations. I'm not convinced that it's going to make him super competitive, but I do think he'll be at least worth trying out after the change. Spike is getting a 7.7% buff to his health. I don't have footage of Spike at his new HP, but it's increasing from 5,200 HP up to 5,600 at max level with these changes. This means that Spike's gonna be able to survive 1 additional ammo from 10 of the brawlers in the game. And there are a few brawlers like Buster, Carl, Mandy, and Fang who will no longer be able to 2-shot him. They'll now require 3 shots, which should make Spike a little bit better at surviving burst damage and give him a little bit of time to throw down another cactus, which means that he's probably going to kill them because he does so much damage. Brock is getting a 12.5% buff to his health. I don't have footage of Brock at his new HP, but it's increasing from 4,800 to 5,400 HP at max level with these changes. This is a massive health buff and will allow Brock to survive 1 additional ammo from 19 brawlers in the game. That is massive, especially for game modes like Bounty and Knockout, where staying alive is so important, and also where Brock is typically a really good brawler to play. So I think that this is going to help him succeed a little bit, especially in situations where he's been kind of power crept on by a lot of new brawlers. Frank is getting a 6.4% nerf to his attack damage. Once again, I don't have footage of this change, but at max level, his attack damage is decreasing from 2,480 damage down to 2,320 damage. This is a pretty big change, and it will require 1 additional ammo for Frank to take out 22 of the brawlers in the game. Most significantly, he's no longer going to be able to 3-shot brawlers like Ems, Chester, or Bo, who are right around the 7,000 HP mark. Frank's still the big tank that he's meant to be, but he'll at least be a little bit worse at dealing damage after these changes go live. Clancy is getting a nerf to his super damage, but only at rank 3. I don't have footage of this change, but here's what this means. Once Clancy is upgraded to level 3, his damage from his super is getting nerfed by 7.8%. At max level, the damage is decreasing from 1,520 down to 1,400 damage per projectile. I still think he's going to be a super strong brawler in the hands of the right player. Those are all of the balance changes happening next week. And if you have not watched my Skin Locked series, definitely check out episode 1 right here. It's a very special account where I can only play brawlers if they have a skin, and my goal is to reach masters in ranked. But I'm not allowed to spend any money. I'm not allowed to play with anybody other than randoms, and progression here is restricted depending on the rarity of skins that I have for my brawlers. I think you're really going to like it.